Followers is just a vanity metric. What you want is engagement. And the more engagement you get, the more people are naturally going to see your posts, because Instagram and Facebook reward that with more reach natively, right?
This is BizNinja Entrepreneur Radio with your host, Tyler Jorgensen.
Welcome out to BizNinja Entrepreneur Radio. I'm your host, Tyler Jorgensen, and today we have the honor and the pleasure of having Jeff Vanasdal. Man, that is a tough name for me. Chef Van Tondel. Just kidding. No, today we have the pleasure of having Jeff Vanasdal out on here, and he is an entrepreneur, a creator, and doing some really amazing stuff with AI. His companies are Mockups and List Builder. You're going to have to check all of those out. But welcome out to the show, Jeff.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's awesome to be on. I know we hung out at events, and it's cool to. Thanks for having me on, dude.
Dude, I'm stoked that we finally connected. You're a good dude, good human, and I'm excited to talk about AI and I'm talking about entrepreneurship with you. When was that moment for you that you first realized you were an entrepreneur?
Yeah, in high school, I started making T-shirts for my writing group. It was like my dad and his friends, and I thought it would be cool just to make T-shirts for us. And then I started wearing them to school, and people were like, "Hey, man, can I get a T-shirt?" And I was like, yeah, sure. So I just started taking down orders on a little notepad. This is before iPhones and stuff.
Sure.
I wish I had the note. I have it framed in my my other room, but that's like a huge deal for me. Is like that's what started it all, was just taking orders. And I sold so many at school. You'd see someone with a Santor Racing shirt. I don't know how I came up with the name, but that's essentially that was my first business.
Yeah, I feel like there's two types of people that come on the show. People who have been an entrepreneur since they were a kid, and then people who were in business for themselves and then maybe stumbled into it. I feel like if you have the entrepreneurship bug, if it's truly like who you are, it's been since you were a kid or a teenager or something like that. And so you started building kind of accidentally a T-shirt and an apparel business. What was your, how far did that go? Did it go just, okay, we made a few shirts, or did you end up kind of being like, hey, this is a brand now?
It was kind of a fluke, and which led to more things. Like, I think a lot of people aren't really sure about what they're passionate about. Well, that was
Sure.
I've been writing since I was 8, and then I started making the graphics of the T-shirts. I remember making stickers for my ATVs before I knew you could even buy T-shirts, stickers. So I would make. I took that same T-shirt, that Santor Design Co. T-shirt or Santor Racing shirt on, and I took wax paper, traced over the logo with a wax paper and a Sharpie, cut it out with a X-Acto knife with huge wide electric tape, and then that was the first sticker. And that just oh man, I love doing this. And then it went from that racing to taking photos, websites. Now it's all smashed into one.
That's cool. And so I feel like you're identifying something that is unique into the mindset of an entrepreneur, and that is the ability to just figure it out. So you're like, I want stickers. I'll just make a sticker. And what I've found is that not everybody thinks that way. A lot of people don't think that they can solve their own problems, right? They'll be like, I want a sticker. Where do I go get one? And you're like, I'm just going to make a sticker. And I think that that personality, that mindset probably applies into other things you've done. What was, that was a fun passion project, but what was the first business that you started?
Oh man. So I'm lucky enough to have not really have a real job since 16. Last job was at Target. The reason I'm saying that is I work for magazines, and then I guess my first business of mine was I stumbled upon making funnels for businesses, sales funnels. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know that was a thing. I just another problem I solved. I was shooting photos for the Rockstar Makita snowcross team, and they're giving away all these swag. They had one of my responsibilities was to set up their booth, and they give away stickers, T-shirts, all kinds of stuff. but yet they'd still have problems like pushing people to the booth. And it was like right when QR code scanners came out on your phone, like it was
Right.
like a thing. And instead of like people filling out a form on iPads, I was like, why don't we just use the QR codes? And then I gamified it and made it so like people can win a prize now, which was like that swag, like T-shirts and
Oh
keychains and
yeah.
stuff. Um, that was my introduction to like sales funnels and like click funnels. I was like, oh, this is actually a thing. Like we were talking earlier about ClickFunnels conference. I didn't
Oh
even know
yeah. Yeah.
that was like my first introduction to marketing, and then now high level and all that.
Yeah. It's always fascinating to me people that came into funnels through someone other than Russell Brunson, right? Like the godfather of sales funnels. But that's how it goes. Like when markets expand, they often expand well beyond the first ripple. And so one, I could talk forever about like the power of gamifying a basic form capture. I think that's really, really smart. But what I want to do is now I want to fast forward and I want to say like, what is it that you're building now and why does it excite you?
And over the last 9 months, like just like going back to that sticker problem, it's like
Mm-hmm.
I just solved that problem for myself. And one of the things we've just built over the last 9 months is a software that allows you to show your prospects what the AI chatbots would not only look like on their own channels like Facebook, Instagram, SMS, and on their website. You can actually show them how the AI works as well, which was one of the problems I had because I have a marketing agency. We sell AI chatbots, and it's like so many times I've sat from a table from someone like, and there's a thing called self-selling AI. Well, with that, you have to rely on like if it's over SMS, you have to rely on the cell phone carriers to actually deliver the SMS, and then
Right.
sometimes there's a delay there, and it's like, dude, I was at a Bentley dealership in Indianapolis. That's where I live, trying to sell the dealership a bot, and that was the thing. It's like he never got the text message to demo the bot, and it's like you could probably guess I didn't get the deal. So
Right. Right.
I was like, there has to be something to solve this problem I'm having. I know I'm not the only one with this problem. So yeah, that's
That's really cool. So what I want to do is for the listener who may not be deep into AI and sales funnels and these types of things, before we really understand what bot mockups do, talk to us about just what a AI bot is, right? And why businesses need that.
yeah. So how I best describe it is before I did this full time for my agency, I worked for a company called Can-Am. They make ATVs and dirt bikes. I was in
Yep.
charge of the social media. They're like 4 million followers across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Most of my day was spent answering the same question over and over and over again inside the DMs. Well, with AI chatbots, you could put an AI on Instagram, for example, and have it answer those questions I was having to manually answer all the time. And you can book appointments now with them. You can save all the data. Like,
Yeah.
say you're
So
trying to call.
that's a really cool place to deploy a bot is in somewhere that just has a high frequency of messages, but
Yeah.
often not complex messages, right?
Oh, yeah.
What other places? So you also mentioned a Bentley over SMS. So you for the people who are unaware, are the a lot of the communication that people are having with businesses, whether it's through SMS or through Instagram DMs, are you saying more and more of those are now AI?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going that direction.
Yeah.
Uh, so, yeah,
And why
SMS
is
is,
that? Why is that a benefit to the business?
well, here's another story is like a good example. We had a tree fall in the backyard at my old house. And I just went to Google and I just started calling top to bottom Indianapolis tree trimmers. And no one answered the phone till like the 11th person. Now imagine if you had like the SMS hooked up. And these people were paying for Google to send them calls. The reason why they're not answering is because most of the time the tree trimmers are small crews. Well, they always have a chainsaw in their hand, so they can't answer the phone that they're paying Google to send. So if they
Right.
add what's called text back, which is a thing you build high level, you can text that person back automatically. And then if you have AI built in, you can ask them, hey, what's going on? What if you have a tree fall in your backyard? Where's it at? And actually book the appointment when that guy's up in a tree doing a job right now. So that's the
Yeah.
power of AI.
When I launched my first supplement company, this was back in 2009. So by 2010, we had an 800 number and people would call in. And I really didn't want a lot of phone calls, but this was back when people still liked to pick up the phone. I feel like less and less people even want to do that.
Yeah.
And so we had a whole uh, AVR, automated voice response system, right? And so this whole AVR system was done through an architected tree of like, if they say this, press one, if they press two, right? All these things. So we've been doing this concept forever, but now it's automated and through intelligence, right? Where instead of just saying press one, they're having conversations and they're dynamic, right? They're actually changing the messaging based on what the person's saying.
Totally.
You're doing mostly the bots that are working through SMS and through, direct messages. Are you also dealing with voice?
We started to dabble in it last week, well, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
for the uh, hospitality industry. So, for example, like hotels, and I think there's a lot of stuff you could do there, for like concierge, like virtual concierge, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but the latency, which is the timing between like you saying something and then the
Yeah.
bot comes back with, especially if you have a big knowledge base. Knowledge base is just what the bot's trained on.
Yeah.
It's It'll get there. Maybe give it like 2 months, and I think it's going to be really nice.
Isn't that what's crazy is this is middle of February. By the time the show airs, it'll be probably March. By the time this airs, this will already be outdated. That's how fast AI is moving, right?
Yeah.
Is that and it's really amazing. I mean, since you've started working on list builder and bot mockups, I mean, AI has already leapt several decades worth of progress of normal development time.
It's
It's
crazy.
really, really amazing. But I think every business owner needs to find a way to get comfortable with AI in the way that they're going to use it, because we are not we're no longer at a point where you can choose whether or not AI is going to be a part of your business. It's just going to be how you choose to
Yeah.
use it. And so give me another example. I mean, you talked about like a tree trimmer. I think that's a great example. You can't answer a phone. You shouldn't answer the phone when you're holding a chainsaw, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You talked about the repetitive tasks of a DM, right? Like that's brilliant. Let the social media manager be doing things that only a human should do, like being really more creative and things like that. What are
Mhm.
some other case studies of the benefits or when bots should be used?
Well, my personal favorite is giveaways, like, well, list building.
Yeah,
That's
let's hear it.
uh, so. I would just bring up this case study. This was for Emily Frost. She has a aesthetic business, just Botox, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Uh, we did a $500 gift card giveaway for her, and you've probably seen it before on Instagram. It's like, follow us and tag 3 friends, you're in to
Yep.
win. Like, yeah, it's nice, you get more followers, but followers is just a vanity metric. What you want is engagement, and the more engagement you get, the more people that are naturally going to see your post, because Instagram and Facebook reward that with more reach natively. Right now, if listeners know or not, if you post on Instagram or Facebook, it only goes out to like 1% of your audience, if that,
Right.
which is just, you're like, what? So it's very hard to get people's eyeballs and attention. Well, those giveaways, just a $500 gift card giveaway, end up booking her like 20 extra appointments in the week, which equates to like 20 some $1,000 worth of new business, just with the $500 gift card giveaway with zero ad spend.
All right, we're still recording. Let's keep going. So the last part I was you're talking through the engagement benefits. So like you said, it equated to, you said equates to 20 extra, and then it froze on my side. So if you can just
Oh
pick
yeah.
up from basically
Sure.
you're talking about that giveaway and engagement.
Cool. So yeah, for Emily Frost, we did a $500 gift card giveaway, which equated to $27,000 for the week just from that $500 gift card giveaway, and that was with zero ad spend. Now, granted, she did have engaged audience of 60,000 followers on Instagram. Now, remember I said engaged. You can buy as many followers as you want. Literally, you can buy them, but that's completely. Do not do that. That's going to mess up your engagement rate. But yeah, and that was without AI back then. That was like 2 years ago. So now, if you hook up AI with it now, say we did a giveaway for, say like the next week, we can actually book the appointments for. And with the giveaways, this is one thing I realized, like when we did hers, you always want to incentivize them to take the next action. So they're entering to win the $500 gift card. So inside Instagram, you can say, hey, comment giveaway, and we'll send you a DM to finish entering. Another way you could do it is comment giveaway and tag 3 friends. I like doing the tag 3 friends because it shows other people the post.
Oh yeah.
But with the native feature in high level now, you can actually have it reply to the comment natively inside of high level and send a DM, that first DM, which is like, hey, it looks like you want to enter the giveaway. Now, the reason why that's so powerful, and I think it's the most underutilized feature in high level, is because when you do that, the algorithm already sees that people are commenting on the post, and then it also sees that people are interacting inside the DMs. So two of the highest indicators to the algorithm that, wow, this is a performing post. Let's send it to more people. And that's like I said, without any ad spend.
Yeah. So let's say, so if that's all native, what does using AI do to make that even better?
So those two first pieces, the comment, reply, and sending the first DM. So the first DM, you say, it looks like you want to enter the giveaway. And they say yes, then that's when the AI kicks in. And you can say, cool, let's get you entered. What's your first name? What's your last name? What's your email? Do you want to sign up for our SMS list to be the first to know about our latest deals, giveaways like this? If they say yes, then that's when we ask for their phone number, because there's no reason why to ask for the phone number if they don't want to send out, sign up for the SMS. So it gives it consent. And then after we gather that information, and it saves it on the back end, it saves it automatically inside high level. It saves first, last name, email, and whatever other questions you want to ask. It saves its custom user fields, which if you don't know what that is inside of high level is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like such an amazing platform. Anyways, at the very end, you always want to upsell them to take action now. Not upsell them, but just incentivize them to take action, which in our case, in that particular giveaway was, hey, if you book an appointment now, we'll give you a $50 skincare kit for free.
Wow.
Which they're getting that skincare kit for, like Emily was getting it for free from her vendors anyway. So it wasn't even costing her much more money.
Yeah.
Any money. So that's why people were booking appointments right then and there. We've done this before too with e-com brands where it's like, thanks for entering the giveaway. Just say thanks. Here's a coupon code for 10% off.
Yep.
And you can hook it up to Shopify too. You can hook Shopify up inside a high level and utilize the personalized coupon codes as well. So you imagine like getting a coupon code that says Tyler 50 off inside the DMs. You can do all that with AI.
That's awesome. When I had my supplement brand, what I found worked at a higher return rate than just a coupon code was a store credit. So we would actually put a store credit into their account of like $20, or we would always make it a weird number, 22 or 25 or $27.16. And we'd just be like, hey, we found a credit in your account, but we'd send it out to the whole list. That more people would come back and buy. And there's this weird psychology of people will put more energy into recovering something that they lost than they will to attain something that they don't yet have. For example, if you tell someone, hey, you dropped your $20 bill back there, it's in that bush, more people will go and seek it than if you just say, hey, I think I saw a $20 bill back there and it's not theirs, right? Less people will then go
Yeah.
after it. And so anyway, just a fun little psychology play there
I,
to deploy.
yeah. And I bet you it helps with email open rates too. It's like, wait, why? I have 2,200 or
Oh yeah.
$22 credit.
Oh yeah. Applying it as it's like, this is a more formal communication than a marketing communication, right? Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. This is getting my wheels turning like crazy, because I've loved AI early on, but a lot of the early tools were difficult. They had a really challenging user interface. They weren't easy to get working. We utilize the automations on Instagram all the time for ourselves and for clients, and I'm a huge fan. But what I always get frustrated by is after that first or second interaction, where does it go from there? Right. And so I love what you're doing with this and how you're helping businesses really just become more efficient in many ways. Like that's what AI should do. It's like, it's not there to, get rid of all the humans. It's just there to make everything work better and make it,
Yeah.
a better process for them. So with, with everything you guys are doing with AI and with building lists and doing giveaways, like what are some other cool examples or case studies that you guys have worked on recently?
There's one we did for Recycled Firefighter. They have a really cool brand that they buy recycled fire hose and turn them into like flags and wallets and stuff. And became friends with the guy. Found him through the mini chat. Do you remember mini chat?
Yeah.
I'm listed as an expert in there. He calls me and I was like, man, we should just do AI with this. Well, he grew his list by I think 40,000, and by connecting ads to it, the AI. So imagine running a giveaway style again, but saying like, "Hey, enter to win our recycled fire hose American flag," and he grew his list by like 40,000 in a week.
Wow!
And the ad spend was like pennies for each. I think 27 cents opt-ins, something like that.
So good.
Yeah, and it's double, like I think double or tripled his business like in 2 months because of that giveaway and the ads. And then on the back end,
awesome.
you just look at to sending out more emails.
Yeah, that's huge. I think so many business owners, and I mean, one of your businesses is called List Builder, right? And for those business owners listening that haven't heard this before, the power of owning your own list is massive, because there's traffic that you can go buy, like you can go buy ads. And then there's traffic you can rent, like through a JV or a partnership, or having somebody else, an affiliate or somebody, push traffic for you. But the traffic that you own, so your list, is number one, right? Because even the traffic, like your followers on Instagram, that's really not traffic you own. And as evidenced by most businesses are seeing a massive drop in engagement recently because the algorithm has shifted again. Or if you remember when Facebook pages first launched, it was like, man, it was like free traffic and you had tons of engagement. And now you post on a Facebook business page, it's like crickets. And so having that traffic you own is so powerful. And man, Jeff, what you're saying there is unlocking so many things for me, because my background's in e-commerce and list building and this kind of stuff. And we had a client once that every single week we were giving away either a PlayStation or an Xbox. So they were a video game e-commerce store. Well, one of the biggest things in order to really customize your emails was, which platform are you on? And so we just simply ran a survey that said vote Xbox or PlayStation, right? Which console's best? And then they would by voting, they would enter the list. But now we knew basically what games do we email this person, right? It was so simple. But man, it was the same kind of thing. The amount of people entering, because it's also like, man, all I have to do is say which one's best. I'm going to win a $600-$700 console. This is a no-brainer. But I mean, what they spent on the giveaway of the console versus what they would have spent on the more expensive ads of doing more boring ads, it was night and day. Like cost per lead was super low. But what you're doing with AI behind that to really deepen the relationship, get more information from people, encourage them to share, do all the other things. Really, really cool stuff. So as you're growing like these businesses, what are some things that you see coming down the pike in terms of AI and how it's going to impact businesses and local businesses even?
I think a lot of it just comes down to education because they don't know. A lot of people, I mention AI to them, they're like, "Oh, whoa, I don't know, it might end the world." And it's like the stuff we're doing now. I mean, maybe it sounds scary, but like you said earlier, you just need to adopt it
Yeah.
because it's not out to take anyone's jobs. It's just make it easier. Like I'm sure you use ChatGPT every day too. It's like you go in and make this email better or make the sales copy better. Like,
Yep.
and there's so many use cases. It's just educating the public on how they can actually use it to their advantage rather than being scared and not doing anything with it.
Yeah. It's okay to be
Because
scared of it a little bit, but it's not okay to be so scared that you're not learning because if you've been ignoring AI, you're way behind. But even if you've been paying attention, I was busy last month. Well, there's a lot to catch up on.
yeah.
So Jeff,
Moving
to
quick.
me, business is about not just about business, right? It's about creating the life for yourself that you truly love. What's one item on your personal bucket list that you're going to accomplish in the next 12 months?
My personal list. Um, man, just traveling more.
Yeah, you have somewhere you want to
Uh,
go?
yeah. Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii, so that would be cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely traveling more and working on my hobby brands too. It's like I have a couple of magazines that the UTV mag, four wheel mag, just like building up Jeeps and side by sides
Very
and
cool.
UTVs. That's one of the things I'm super passionate about, and I
Yeah,
always have been. So
for sure. Well, I think that's cool, man. Hopefully you get that travel happening. Do you have a passport?
yeah, oh
Okay,
yeah,
that's important to know. And then yeah, travel is a huge part. I think travel is wildly freeing for the entrepreneur's mind. It just allows you to disconnect from your location and have new ideas. I always come back from trips energized and like ready to do amazing things.
same.
And then working on those passion projects is great, man. Jeff, where should people go if they want to learn more about you?
Instagram's probably the best place. It's Jeff Vanasdal on all the platforms. Kind of hard to spell my last name, but hopefully it's
We'll get it linked here. Yeah, we'll.
and, yeah, uh, yeah. Instagram, Facebook, and then YouTube. Trying to come out with some more content, pushing that out, and really educating the people on what they could be doing with AI and how to make more money with it for their business.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming out, Jeff, and for sharing your entrepreneurial story with everybody. I hope that people are a little bit less scared of AI and employ it in their business here soon. To all my entrepreneurs, my biz ninjas, wherever you are listening, it's your turn to go out and do something.